Hello, friends, and welcome to The Architecture Enthusiast. Alberto Campo Baeza, a prominent Spanish architect, has become a celebrated figure in contemporary architecture for his minimalist designs, which evoke a deep sense of tranquility and poetic beauty. His work, often described as the art of silent architecture, is characterized by a profound respect for light, space, and material. Campo Baeza's philosophy is deeply rooted in the belief that architecture should be a serene and timeless expression, devoid of unnecessary ornamentation, focusing instead on the essential elements that give a building its form and soul. Campo Baeza's architectural philosophy can be understood through his commitment to simplicity, light, and space. He often speaks of his work in terms of light architecture, where light becomes the central element that defines and animates the space. For Campo Baeza, light is not just an aesthetic choice, but a fundamental building material that shapes the experience of the space. His buildings are designed to capture, frame, and modulate natural light in ways that enhance the purity of the architectural forms. The concept of silent architecture emerges from Campo Baeza's dedication to creating spaces that are free from the noise of excessive decoration or unnecessary complexity. His buildings often appear as simple, geometric volumes, but within this simplicity lies a deep understanding of proportion, scale, and the relationship between the built form and its environment. This silence is not an absence, but a presence of clarity, order, and calm. Campo Baeza is also a firm believer in the idea that architecture should serve as a backdrop to life, not as a distraction. He seeks to create environments that allow occupants to focus on the essentials, whether it be the rhythm of the changing light, the texture of a wall, or the view through a perfectly framed window. In this way, his architecture becomes a form of meditation, a space where one can reconnect with the fundamental aspects of existence. One of Campo Baeza's most famous works, The House of the Infinite in Cadiz, Spain, exemplifies this philosophy. The house, situated on the edge of the Atlantic Ocean, is essentially a massive concrete platform that appears to rise seamlessly from the ground. The building's simplicity and openness allow the occupants to experience the vastness of the ocean and sky, creating a profound connection between the architecture and the natural world. The building's form, a pure rectangular prism, embodies Campo Baeza's commitment to clarity and order, while its interaction with the surrounding landscape highlights his sensitivity to context. While Campo Baeza's work is widely praised for its poetic simplicity and rigorous formalism, it is not without its critics. Some argue that his obsession with purity and minimalism can result in spaces that feel austere or even unwelcoming. The absence of ornamentation and the reliance on stark materials such as concrete and glass can, in the eyes of some critics, lead to environments that are cold and impersonal. Additionally, Campo Baeza's work has been criticized for its lack of social engagement. His architecture is often seen as more focused on aesthetic and philosophical ideals than on addressing the practical needs or social dynamics of its users. This has led some to question whether his buildings truly serve the people who inhabit them, or whether they prioritize the architect's vision over the lived experience of the occupants. Moreover, the high level of control and precision that Campo Baeza exerts over his designs can sometimes be seen as limiting. By focusing so intensely on achieving a particular vision of architectural purity, there is a risk of excluding the imperfections and spontaneity that can make a space feel alive and human. Critics argue that, in his pursuit of silence and order, Campo Baeza's architecture can sometimes feel detached from the messiness and complexity of everyday life. Despite these criticisms, there are valuable lessons to be learned from Campo Baeza's approach to architecture. His work serves as a reminder of the power of simplicity and the importance of focusing on the essentials. In a world where architecture is often driven by spectacle and novelty, Campo Baeza's buildings stand as examples of restraint and thoughtfulness. They encourage us to consider the impact of light, space, and material on our experience of a place, and to recognize that the most profound architectural experiences are often the simplest. Campo Baeza's philosophy also challenges us to think about the relationship between architecture and nature. His buildings are not just structures placed on a site. They are carefully designed responses to their environments. By emphasizing the importance of context and the interaction between the built form and its surroundings, Campo Baeza's work reminds us of the need to create architecture that is in harmony with the natural world. Finally, Campo Baeza's commitment to silence and clarity in architecture offers a valuable counterpoint to the increasingly noisy and cluttered built environment of today. His work encourages us to seek out spaces that offer a sense of calm and reflection, where we can escape the distractions of modern life and reconnect with the fundamental aspects of our existence. In conclusion, while Alberto Campo Baeza's architecture may not appeal to everyone, it offers a powerful vision of what architecture can be when it is guided by a deep respect for light, space, and material. His art of silent architecture challenges us to rethink our approach to design, to prioritize the essential over the extraneous, and to create spaces that are not just functional, but that also inspire a sense of wonder and tranquility. Whether or not one agrees with his approach, there is much to be learned from Campo Baeza's dedication to creating architecture that is timeless, serene, and deeply connected to the natural world.